That needs to be painted white. Stat. Absolutely stat. The 70s muff brown. Well, I'm a fan if this was paired to the Volvo. I don't think it's going to work for the Miata. Alright, banana for scale, not quite. So welcome to a very low production quality intro to kind of a project I'm going to be doing over the summer. Initially, I went looking for a very small trailer that I could tow with a Miata. And I did that. Brought this back from a city about 300 kilometers away. It's about 10 feet long, weighs about maybe 700 pounds, and I think that's being generous. It's probably a little bit less than that. And I want to do a bit of a restoration on it, a bit of a modernization, something of a lightening as well, because it is right on the limit of what I can expect to tow with an NA6. And the reason I'm doing a YouTube video or a series is for accountability, so I can actually show that I'm doing the work and continue to do the work until it's done. So I'll set it up and then we'll kind of carry on. You can see it's not an easy setup process, but at the end of it, you get a pretty decent sized little trailer. Hey buddy. So sleeping two might be a little generous, but it will sleep one and have like a food prep area and a little table at the end, which is this thing. And if I go through it, you're going to see there's plenty of restoration work to be done. Let's see here. Start from the outside. So first thing it needs is paint. Definitely going to get painted. It's going to match the Miata. These tail lamps got to go. They're old, incandescent. We're going to do some LEDs for those. Canvas needs a bit of patching, which is fine. That's easy to do. Gonna get rid of the spare tire. Probably come up with a new cover that's not brown. And that's as far as the outside is concerned. And then if we head inside, you can see lino from the period in which it was born. Hideous stuff, like the worst. These hatches are because this was an ice fishing tent, which kind of makes sense. Got to fix the bracing over there for that. And these cushions, well, fine. Not exactly the best. And if we step inside, it's actually pretty sturdy. This would be great for dragging along behind a Miata to a car show or whatever. Rudolph, I see you. It's okay. Yeah, I'm right here. And yeah, that's basically that. Pretty fucking neat. The wood is in good shape-ish. It's pretty slim too. I was thinking of replacing this with composite, but since this is so thin, it's probably not adding a lot of weight to the trailer. So I'll probably just hold on to it and re-floor it. Right, so it's raining now, and I'm just doing a bit of leak testing. So far, it's pretty good. Canvas seems to be in good shape for what it is. And I've gone ahead and torn out all of this hideous 70s green lino, and I've also patched up the two floor hatches. So these used to open inside because I think this was an ice fishing hut before, and I've gone ahead and screwed them in from the bottom with some brackets. So they'll hold my weight, but that won't matter because we're going to be replacing the lino with some of this stuff. it adds a couple pounds, and I know when towing with something very low powered, pounds count, but I'll take it off in other ways. I'm gonna end up doing this as far as I can. I think I've got another 4 or 5 squares of this. So what I may end up doing is kind of using this as a step-in area, take your shoes off area, and then carpeting the rest of the way in some sort of waterproof utility carpet, and or say mold proof. And yeah, so that's kind of the minute update on that. All right, so before I lay the IKEA stuff down, what I'm doing is just rocker guarding this, and the reason I'm doing that is for moisture control, and it's also going to not show plywood through the slats in the tiles. It's not a perfect solution, but it should be better than just leaving it as plywood. All right, not content to stop there, I found some beige rubberized rocker guard. My head is full of this stuff, so if I'm slurring, that's probably why. I'm basically in a gas chamber at Wave A. And I decided the inside of the tub could get kind of brightened up, and I think that turned out rather well. It's like small spaces need light colors no matter how you slice it, and this should probably help out a lot with that. Like, it looks wider already in my view. So anyway, I'm gonna do a little bit more touch-ups, get that far thing there reattached to the wall because the rivets gave out, and then start putting in flooring, and hopefully the canvas will dry, and then I can be done with the inside for the time being. Alright, I wanted to actually get this on film, the process. So what I've done is use just like a little 16th inch drill bit, and what I'm also doing is kind of creating a larger set of holes with just a stepper bit, pretty straightforward stuff. And then what I'll end up doing is using some countersunk style just drywall screws, which I know are not ideal, but they'll do, and securing the panels to the floor in such a fashion that they don't jump around, kind of like you just saw there. So they should be a very secure walking surface, and they should look pretty good too. The reason I'm countersinking them is because from prior experience, these panels in particular, these IKEA panels, will crack as soon as you put any sort of conical sort of split in them. So by countersinking them, you're taking that load away, and the panels will not crack as long as you're relatively ginger with them. They're not really meant for this application, so you just kind of do the best you can do. So that's pretty much the end of day one. The floor is laid. The cat is perturbed. Alright, the actual end of day one. So this has come a long way from sort of earlier this morning. I'm going to cut some carpet to kind of fit around this and try and reskin that table. That fits up right there. And yeah. Whoa. Pretty fair for a day's work, if I do say so myself.